Hi, my name is Jacie. I'm a CIRS patient. I've been going through the Shoemaker protocol for about a year now, and today I want to talk to you about remediation. So quick disclaimer, I am not a medical professional. I am a CIRS patient. I have read the textbook, and I do co-run a community of people who are healing from CIRS. So I know a lot about this topic, but none of this should be taken as medical advice. So CIRS, or chronic inflammatory response syndrome, happens when someone who is genetically predisposed to being really bad at eliminating a biotoxin encounters that biotoxin. Biotoxins can be a lot of different things. Some common ones are Lyme, vaccines. It can also come from things like brown recluse spider bites, but the most common one is mold. And it's generically known as mold, but more specifically, it is the chemical soup that comes from water-damaged buildings. CIRS is treated with the Shoemaker protocol, which is the only clinically proven path to healing from CIRS. And the first step of that protocol is to remove yourself from exposure. So a really great way to know if you're in exposure is to test your environment. I personally used the tests from Envirobiomics. I'll go ahead and leave a link down below for their test kits. But there's two tests you can use to test for mycotoxins. It's either an ERMI or a HERTSMI. The HERTSMI 2 is specific to CIRS patients. It's a little less expensive than the ERMI, and it's more targeted in terms of seeing which molds you may be reacting to. Personally, I did the HERTSMI, and then I figured if I needed more information, if I needed to remediate at that point, I could always invest in further testing. The other test you may want to get is called an endotoxin test. So that is typically generated from things like sewage leaks and gases. Definitely a part of the water damaged building chemical soup and something you may want to test for. And then third is actinomycetes or actinos. There's two different types of actinos testing. One is for your environment, the second one is for your skin. Actinomycetes are the bacteria that are attracted to fungus, and they actually grow from eating mold, but they can also grow from eating dead human skin. Ew. I know. So with that, if the actinos score is high in your environment, you may want to test your skin as well to see if you are the generator of the actinos. Again, these tests are available on Envirobiomics. And if you are working with a Shoemaker certified practitioner, they will guide you through this process of getting the appropriate testing. Once you understand if you may be exposed in your environment, you really have a couple different options. One is to remediate, meaning you would hire an IEP or an indoor environmental professional to help you remediate your home. If one isn't available in your area, you can contact IEPs who will consult remediators in your area to make sure that they are remediating appropriately. It is very important not just to kill the mold, but to remove the mold, because what we are reacting to is the dead particulate matter from the mold, not just the mold itself. So even if you fog, that could be a bad step. If you are fogging, what that does is it breaks up the mold into smaller particles. And if we're reacting to particles, making them smaller and not removing them is not going to be super helpful. It may make the situation worse. So it is important that you work with a professional to help you remediate your environment and make sure that it's done correctly the first time. Your other option is to leave the environment. And that happens to be what I did. I was living with my family in Florida. I found out we were living in a pretty moldy environment there. And so I actually ended up dog sitting in Colorado for a week and found I felt a lot better here. So then I just kind of stayed. And then later tested this environment to confirm it was a safe environment for me to be in. I don't mean to take this lightly. Remediation is expensive. Moving is traumatic. I left everything behind. I can't live with my family now. It has not been an easy experience. What I will say though is I was very sick before I started CIRS treatment. And now that I am in a safe environment and I'm going through the protocol, I am healed. I was walking with a cane. I didn't know if I would ever be mobile again. I didn't ever know if I would get out of the suicidal ideation I was in from the sheer amount of pain I was experiencing. And getting to a clean environment and following this protocol has made my life, the quality of my life, back to 100%. It is a difficult thing to do, but for a lot of people and for myself, this was the hope for healing I never thought I could have. Once you are in a clean environment, it is important to make sure you have ongoing vigilance. So some things you can do to protect yourself from potential water leaks are things like having liners under your sink and under your hot water heater. You can also have alarms, and they're fairly inexpensive, and you would just put those alarms next to any pipes in your home so that you can be alerted to any potential leaks. When you are actually building your home, or if you have the opportunity to upgrade parts of your home, you can have auto shut off if a leak in the system is detected. And then you can always do continuous testing just to see if your environment continues to be safe. Some people like to do this quarterly, every 6 months, or yearly. Getting a CIRS diagnosis can be very overwhelming for many. Not only do you have to go through the entirety of the 12 to 18 month protocol, you also have to consider your environment, and that is a lifelong consideration you do have to have. But if you are looking for more support and resources on your CIRS journey, you can join us over at thecirsgroup.com. It's an amazing group of people. A lot of us have gone through remediation and small particle cleaning and figuring out what they do and do not want to bring back into their home. You may have to do this, but you do not have to do this alone. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, and subscribe, do all the things. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Okay, bye.